Good afternoon, this is Lynx. A couple weeks back, I did a video about the Kipper cards, and I think it was the Kipper cards, and I used an example about someone who gotten himself in a situation where it looked kind of dire. If he went down a certain path relating to a house, and people wrote me and emailed me, and it wasn't actually just for that one. People ask me all the time, it's like, well, I hope you convinced this person not to do this. And that brings up a very good point for those of us who do this for a living. Is it your job to convince someone to not go down a certain path? And I think that we live in a time where people are very quick to say, this is the action that you should take, this is what's right, there's a whole lot of people interfering in a whole lot of lives, and very little that actually gets done that way. It is not your job as a psychic to manipulate a person or determine the outcome of their life or their choices. You can simply show them the patterns that you are seeing in a particular oracle and what the oracle tells them, and then it is up to them to make the decision. Personally, what I like to do is I like to give them the best options that I possibly can so that they can make an informed decision. I will never tell someone that they have to leave someone, no matter how bad the relationship is. I will never tell someone that they cannot make a certain choice that they want to take, because that takes away a person's freedom. And it is the arrogant psychic who believes it is his or her job to be able to tell everyone the right way for them to act, behave, and the right choices that they need to make. That stands in the way of a person's ability to actually develop. How do you know that a certain kind of relationship that a person gets in, or a certain set of choices, don't make a huge change in the person's life? Simply because they are unpleasant doesn't mean that it won't have ultimately a blessing that comes with it. Everything that we experience is either a curse, an invocation, or a blessing. And sometimes the greatest curse becomes, in the long run, the biggest blessing of your life. And sometimes the thing that we think is the biggest blessing turns out to be the greatest curse in our lives. So my advice, from my perspective on this whole, well, it's your job to convince them to not go down a road that it's my job to show people what the oracle says, or what my sense of a certain set of choices or decisions that they make will result in, and then it's their job to decide whether or not they want to do that. I look at the patterns of where something's going. It's their life, it's their decision, it's theirs to create as they choose. And I think that it's a fool who thinks that it's his job to tell everyone and anyone what is the right decision. And that is why when people say, hey, is this the right relationship? Is this the right path? And then my response is always, for what? What is the outcome that you want? Because sometimes what you think at the moment is the right path takes you down something that ultimately turns out to be quite stuck and quite limited. And sometimes what you think the right path is, because it's unpleasant, leads to great liberation. So something to consider. I am Lucky Lynx, wishing you success and good fortune in all that you do. If you want to schedule a reading or register for a class, I have several classes going right now. I have a playing card class, how to read playing cards. I have an advanced tarot class, intermediate to advanced tarot. I'm going to be doing a crystal ball class here very soon. I am also going to be starting a grand tableau class here, a Lenormand grand tableau, but it's not just going to be grand tableau. It's going to show you some very interesting tricks on how to use Lenormand in ways that people don't realize they can use it. And I think, is that all of them? I believe I will be doing a Mexican Loteria class here at some point as well. So if you'd like to register for one of those classes, all of my students report to get better in their skills. So they are virtual, held in a private Facebook group, and the lectures are posted there, and each comes with 2 one-on-one coaching sessions with me, either by video or by phone, or however you want to do it. So you guys have a fantastic day, and remember, it's not your job to make the decision for everyone and everything out there. As a psychic, it's your job when someone comes to you and says, can you help me, to show them what you see, and maybe help them get a deeper insight into the situation so that they themselves can make the best decision that they can possibly make.